Veterans over 35. There are three silent killers destroying your fitness right now. You might not even realize they're holding you back. In this video, I'm going to expose what they are and give you the plan to finally take control of your health. I'm Dr. Peralta, physical therapist, run coach, exercise physiologist, and Marine veteran. Over the past 10 years, I've helped hundreds of veterans and athletes rehab injuries, get back in shape, and run pain free. One of my clients told me, "Oh my God, Ray, you're a miracle worker. How did you help me get rid of that back pain in just 3 weeks?" That's the level of results I aim for. So by the end of this video, you'll know the three silent killers that keep veterans out of shape, and you'll walk away with a clear plan to fix them. So and stick with me because I'm not just listing the problems. I'm going to give you the simple fixes to turn each one into progress. So when I was about 10 years out of the Marine Corps, I let myself go. I gained about 30 pounds, eating junk food and telling myself it was just stress from grad school. Truth, I was slacking and not disciplined. I went from running 3 miles in under 18 minutes to getting winded at just 1 mile walk. I developed erectile dysfunction, my cholesterol shot up, and my doctor warned me about early heart disease risk. Even as a trainer and exercise physiologist, I felt embarrassed. That's when I realized discipline, not just knowledge, is what keeps you in shape. So the three silent fitness killers. Silent killer number one, not tracking your fitness habit or your fitness stats. So most veterans think they're making progress until they step on the scale or they test their squat, their bench, their push-ups, and they see nothing's actually changed. See, what gets measured gets improved. So track the stats, for example, track your body weight, track your body fat percentage, right? Every week, every 2 weeks, for if you're measuring body fat or body weight, same time of the day, like let's say you do it in the morning, on a weekend or something. Strength numbers, right? Test your 1 RM or 3 RM or 5 RM squat, bench press, deadlift, right? The big three. Do that like every 2 months or so, see where you're at. Push-ups or pull-ups, so same thing to see, let's say, what's your maximum number of push-ups you can do in 2 minutes, or what's just the maximum number of pull-ups you can do, right? Test that out, or maybe test your core strength, like, hey, how long you can hold a plank. Okay. And another thing, just to track habits. Maybe you just want to be consistent. Maybe you're like more of a newbie or beginner to fitness. All right. How many days a week did you go to the gym? Did you go to the gym 3 days a week? Put an X on your calendar, right? You can start using like a habit tracker, like with a calendar, just put in the habit of going to the gym or the habit of going for a walk. Like, oh, I went for a walk for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And you put that little X on the calendar, or you put down a little 30-minute block in your calendar. I like to use Google Calendar, and I just put the little calendar blocks on there like, hey, I blocked out 30 minutes and I got it done, right? Google also has like a checklist thing. So it's like a to-do list. You can also do this with pen and paper, of course, like a check off, like, hey, I did my push-ups today, checked it off, boom, I went to the gym today, etc. Or I ate healthy. So if the goal is fat loss, right, track your calories, track your body fat, and then other habits, right? Hey, you're not drinking a bunch of soda, right? So, hey, didn't drink soda, I drank water instead. So whenever I want to lean down, the first thing I do is track my body fat for like every 1 or 2 weeks, right? My body fat percentage, I find it to be a bit more accurate than just body weight. Then I adjust my diet. Sometimes low fat, sometimes low carb. Even on intermittent fasting, I'm a fan of. But the progress always comes when I measure, right? Because when I'm just guessing, like, oh, I'm just looking in the mirror. I'm like, okay, I see this belly fat here, but if I'm not measuring it, it's really hard to kind of gauge where I'm at. Like, do I have to be more aggressive with my strategies? Do I have to, or am I losing too much? So it's always good to actually measure and see where you're at instead of guessing it, instead of winging it. Silent killer number two, thinking that diet doesn't matter. You can't outtrain a bad diet, right? To burn 1 pound of fat a week, you need to run 35 miles, right? Because 1 mile on average is about 100 calories, right? So if you ran 35 miles, that'd be 3,500 calories. But most people just eat back the calories. And the thing is, stress hormones like cortisol also make you store fat. So this is how you get skinny fat marathon runners. Like you've seen people who run marathons, like where they actually can even be competitive with marathon runners, yet they're still carrying belly fat on them. They still got a belly on them because of the stress hormone cortisol. So yes, running can help lose weight, but if all you do is run and then you also try to eat back all the food that you just burned from running, either your weight stays the same or you may lose some, but then you still end up storing more in your belly, your abdominal fat. See, the truth is that diet matters, especially after you're 35. Your hormones change and things. And poor diet long-term leads to diabetes, heart disease, stroke, even certain types of cancers. uh, follow an 80-20 approach, not just with like training, like running, but also with your diet, right? 80% clean nutrition, 20% room flexibility, right? If you want to have a little bit of junk food here and there, but you shouldn't be having big McDonald's every single day of the week. Unless you're having salads, but I doubt most people go to McDonald's just for the salad. Once I got chest pain so bad, I was like in my early 30s, I think maybe late 20s. Because I was eating, I was one of those guys who thought, oh, I could just outrun a bad diet, or I could just out exercise my way out of crappy junk food. I had chest pains where I felt like I got punched, kicked in the chest. And that was my wake up call. Now I follow a mostly plant based diet with the occasional dairy. I do like my cheese, but 80% clean and 20% indulgent. And my health markers improved dramatically. Silent killer number 3, downplaying recovery. See, veterans hold on to this military mindset that they have to wake up at 4 a.m., thinking they got to sleep 4 hours a night, thinking that's a discipline. Truth, sleep deprivation kills your fitness. You're just going to be tired. It's going to be harder to lose fat, easier to overeat. It's your strength and endurance. You're not going to be able to lift as much, right? You're not going to do as many push-ups or pull-ups or lift, on the squat or bench as heavy. You're not going to be able to run as fast. Sure, you might look close in the very beginning, but if you're constantly sleep deprived, like you might be able to pull it off one night, but try to be sleep deprived for a whole week, a whole month, your performance is going to tank. And it's also going to increase your risk of injury and stress and even in actually heart disease, just because you're constantly sleep deprived. So the fix, just sleep. Aim at least for 7 hours of quality sleep per night. Keep a consistent sleep schedule, right? Go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time, even on the weekends. Block out noise with a sound soother, right? Or use a fan or use earplugs or a combination. Keep the room dark. Use an eye mask if needed or blackout curtains. Keep the room cool. Use a fan or an air conditioner, or even if you're extra fancy, get a cooling topper for your mattress or a cooling bed. So, I used to buy into this 4 a.m. hype stuff like, oh, I got to wake up at 4 a.m., a grind, until I was dozing off in the middle of the day and also have sleep apnea, which just was a dumb idea. It was wrecking my sleep. And I was like, okay, I'm not making any progress. I'm like, all right, let me just get 7 hours a night, 7 hours of sleep a night. Once I did, it took a couple weeks actually to reset. The thing is, when you're chronically sleep deprived, actually, it's going to take you like a week or two to actually start resetting your sleep cycle. And then once I improved my sleep hygiene, same bedtime, cool dark room, my performance and training and work just improved. I'm like, oh, now I'm back to being a high performer, just I'm actually sleeping properly. So here's the hard truth. Over 78% of veterans in the US are overweight or obese, but you don't have to be one of them. If you start tracking your habits, your healthy habits, clean up your diet, and take recovery seriously, you'll separate yourself from the majority and get back into fighting shape. So if you want to take the next step and learn how to run pain-free, and just train pain-free in general, I got a free training for vets. Check out the link in the description, and I'll walk you through how to start your comeback today.